Hi, Jeremy. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator. How are you today? I don't think I ever got to meet you, but hopefully one of these days, or if you see me around, introduce yourself. And we're going to talk to your dad today. So before I even started this, he came walking in and I heard him. He was singing. Excuse me, I need to belch. And he was singing, "Little sister, don't you do what your big sister done." And then I thought, that's kind of weird. So I kept hearing the song, I thought, who sings this song? Why didn't I know that? Got on YouTube, typed in Little Sister, and it's Elvis. So listen to the song, "Little Sister, Don't You Do What Your Big Sister Done" by Elvis. And he just kept singing that. So I'm guessing you know what that means. And you're probably going to hear this song. How? I don't know. It could be your radio could come on and play it. You could be flipping channels. You could just see Elvis. It doesn't. You could hear Elvis, hear the name Elvis. Doesn't matter how this comes about. It could just pop on your radio, no matter what station you listen to. So when you hear it, remember that he kept singing the song. He's okay. He's wanting to walk up and just grab you from the front and hold you as tight as he can. Whether you will experience that feeling, I don't know. It depends on each person. But the way he's just walking up and just grabbing you as hard as he can and holding you as tight as he can, you should feel that pressure like around your arms or something, like up in here where his arms would be coming around you. You should feel the heat in the front of you or tingling from the energy of him. Oh, and you should also feel his tears that he has on his cheeks right now. You'll probably feel like that wetness against one of your cheeks. And when you'll put your hand up there because it feels like a water running down your cheek, and it probably won't be wet. I doubt if it'll produce actual water. Could It can do anything. So just be open to that concept. More than likely, you'll feel the heat or the tingling up front, but you'll also feel the heat and the tingling, and maybe even clear around your back because he's going clear around you doing it. So he says, "I'm sorry, son. I'm sorry." Every time I do a reading for him or Brandon, I'm pretty sure it was in his when I came up there too. I see this big four-wheel drive truck, and I don't know which one of whose truck this is, but it's not just a four-wheel drive truck like mine, which doesn't look, it's more jacked up. And I see it every time, like off in the distance right behind him. It's more like it's jacked up a little bit. And it's very clean. And it's very, somebody loved this truck and it keeps showing up. All right, something about boots, something about work boots, something. Okay, and I don't know if this has come up before, but it seems like it might have been when I was talking to your brother. But this is your dad, and he's showing big, heavy work boots, and you've heard them walk. You've heard them. And if you haven't heard them, you're going to hear them. So just, that sounds different than somebody wearing slippers walking around the house. So that sound. He said he's going to put a boot up your ass too. He says you're going to know what he means. They don't always tell me all the details because it's none of my business. They tell me just enough you understand what he's talking about. So it's not that we can't get the details, it's they don't want to tell the details. Okay, he says that you've heard him in your thoughts, not in your ears. I always say we have ears up here too. We have these ears and we have these ears up here in your thoughts. You've heard him. You poo-poo it, but you have heard him. We can talk telepathically. I have done it with another human being, a lady sitting in front of me, and we actually had a conversation. It was being taped at the time. It was being videoed. I went back and watched the video, and I noticed that conversation was not on video because our lips never moved. Our lips never said it. We literally talked to each other. It's the same thing. That's what it is. It's a little. I know telepathic. Using that word sounds a little weird, but anyway, you've heard him in your head, or he's told you that he loves you and he trusts you. Trust, Trust, trust you. Like I said, he won't. He's probably not going to explain. You'll know what he means. Sirens. Here's the sirens. Anything that happens while I'm doing a reading. Sirens. Certain song on the phone. Sirens. I don't know if you can hear them. I don't know if it's coming across. It's pretty loud. All right, so what about the sirens? Too many sirens in your life, he says. He says now when you hear sirens, you get a chill. You get a chill. You get start shivering. Sirens scare the hell out of you, which is very understandable. He said the sound of sirens gives you almost like PTSD from that sound. He says you need to go hunting. I don't know if you do hunt. He says you need to go hunting. He says to hug your kids tighter and give them that sense of security that he did not give you guys. Give your children the sense of security and I will always be there that he took away from you guys. Okay, he's showing me a dog. I know we just talked about, he said you need to go hunting. Now he's showing me a dog that looks like a pointer. Looks like a pointer hunting dog. Almost looks like a German Shorthair, only like our German Shorthair had a nub tail. Her tail had been clipped. But this one has the same white with the liver spots. It doesn't look like a Brittany though, because this one's got short hair like a pointer, liver colored head, but it's got the long pointer tail. So he's acknowledging this dog for some reason. I can't tell if the dog is with him or down here. Lately, they haven't been making it clear enough, guys. I feel like the dog is still here, but I could be wrong. Don't throw the whole reading out if I'm wrong. He said that he's showing you like you have a blanket wrapped around you and you're sitting up, but you put your head down and you take the blanket and you just cover your whole self up. You put your head down, but you're still sitting up and you're trying to hide from reality, you're trying to hide from the world, you're trying to hide from the pain. He says you're stuffing it down inside, you're trying to hide everything under this blanket and pretend like none of the rest of it exists. And he says that won't work. He's going to let you do it for a little bit, and then he's going to pull the blanket off of you. Ask him for help. Oh, he says you're too angry to ask him for help. I always say, if Uncle Joe, who's up there, I'm just using that name, didn't have a pot to piss in, don't ask him for financial help. Whatever your dad was good at, whatever are the things that he knew about on this earthly plane, you need to ask him for help. He's sitting in a chair with his legs crossed, and he's tapping his foot real impatiently, and he's got his arms folded like this, like real impatient. He's waiting. He's waiting for you to ask him for help. Stop being bullheaded. So whatever he was good at here, that he would understand how it works here, ask him for help. You have to ask, and then you have to allow them, you have to give them permission. You have to give yourself permission to accept the help. Things will pop up in front of you, I promise. I promise. But you have to be open to it. He says you cannot stay in this time, in this moment. You don't have, and like I was talking about talking telepathically, you don't have to say the things out loud. You can say them in your head, you can hear it. Not yet. Not yet. About. He said, I am here to reassure you that we are okay. I'm here to reassure you that it's okay for you not to be okay. I'm here to reassure you that it's not okay to stuff those feelings down and hide them and cover up with a blanket for very long. I am here to be the dad that I wasn't when I was here. He's saying what would be good for you is to go out in the middle of a field. Maybe that's where the hunting comes in. Maybe he wants you to go hunting by yourself. Go out in the middle of a field and scream at him. Scream all the ugly, nasty words that you want to say to your dad, where nobody else can hear you. And then he says, when you're done, kneel down and give thanks for what you do still have. I don't know if he's going to give any validations other than this dog. I hope that's at least one. Just a minute. He said, I can't understand you. He's talking too soft now. Sorry. Now I just shut up. Okay. Your brother he kept trying to butt in. He kept trying to step in. And I made him wait because this isn't about him this time, because you'll have another reading with him. But he wanted to make sure you knew that he's there. They're both there together. So he wanted to make sure that you knew that they found each other. He's waving at you. Got a big smile on his face. Now there's a dog with your dad, has a red collar on. Looks similar. Maybe it is the same dog that I described, because I can only see kind of the head of it. Your dad's sitting in a chair and the dog walks up to be petted. It's not showing me the whole dog. It looks thicker, heavier, older than the dog I described earlier, but it's about the same color and the same kind of hair. So I don't know if he had two of these. One's with him, maybe one's still here. Maybe I was wrong on that. You know, there goes my dog. So I see three of them. Brandon, your dad, and this dog. He said they've got things to do. They have cleansing to do and things like that. They've got stuff to do when we go up there. We get cleansed from all that earthly heavy crap that we get down here, which is a lot. And they look like they've been hunting. So as he's sitting there petting this dog, big, bold letters above his head say, "I love you." Please stop doubting that. But you need to get it out of your system between you and I, between you and your dad. We're just talking about you two on this one. Even though Mr. Budinsky had to show up, just wanted you to know they found each other. And Brandon's laughing at me. Everybody laughs at me. Alright. Yeah, he's not wanting to, he says, I'm fine with this. He said, let this sink in. Know that I'm watching you with that blanket. He holds up his arm and looks at his watch. He says, I'm timing you. I'm timing you. You get a certain amount of time. We're going to pull the blanket off. And you have to face the world. Yeah, he says I'm done. For now. Brandon kneels down. I'm going to let him say one thing. Please, please, please don't. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Much love to you. Do not hesitate to get a hold of me. I didn't plan on being paid for any of these. Sorry. Oh, now, as I was talking, like I said, when something goes on in a reading while I'm doing it, it felt like a bug, like a big bug, not just, usually I feel like head lice. When they get close, it's their energy. It affects me that way. This felt like a huge, like beetle bug ran right through my hair, on my scalp. I don't think there's a beetle bug on my head. That's how big it felt. Like a big ass wood cockroach or that big. That's what it felt like. So know when you feel that, that's coming from one of them. Now that they're both here, I'm not sure which one did it. I'd be more inclined to think the ornery one. And it was back in this part, so that's probably about where it'll be. All right, much love to you. Let me come up and introduce yourself if you see me somewhere. Don't be afraid to. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, sending you tons and tons of love. As much love as I can. Love is an energy, you can send it anywhere. I promise you.